Hello, live by design, not by default. Welcome to Inspirational Moments with me, Billy. Please like, share, participate, comment, and let me know what questions you have and topics, suggestions, and I'll be delighted to cover. Our topic today is winning in the new norm. I call this part 1, all right, because this is where we start to explore what are some of the things we can do to get ourselves prepared during this new normal. Okay, so quote of the day: if you do not invest time to prepare, you will waste time to repair. So I think this is a good time. As with any situation, there are bound to be pros and there are bound to be cons, and this therefore is a good time for us to make some preparations. So once again, hello to those of you who are joining me now. Coleman, hello Connie. Welcome everyone. Oh, I'm very pleased to actually share with everyone that our previous episode of this Facebook live stream has so far gathered more than 67,000 views. All right. So please also join us on our YouTube channel in the Billy Kueek. Hello Farah. Good to see you online. Okay, so during this period, Malaysia has the MCO, the Movement Control Order. Singapore has a circuit breaker. We just received news a moment ago that our circuit breaker measure will extend till the 1st of June. And also elsewhere they are locked down. You may have also seen that there have been protests going on in America and some parts of the world, taking different measures and different approaches. Hopefully, we'll sort it out and we'll very quickly overcome this. And then life can return back to normal, or so to speak, because really, is life ever going to be normal ever again? Or is it the new normal that we have to face now? During this whole period, things have changed, certainly a lot. My industry in training, the speaking industry, the moment we had our first, I remember the moment we had our first local transmission, Singapore already has many clients who has pre-booked me for conferences and training, messaging me frantically, asking for cancellation, asking for postponement, and so on and so forth. So my industry has definitely changed. All trainers and speakers are no longer in classrooms, no longer on stage, but instead we are building up a home studio at home, like us, trying to reach out to you. So previously in the past, when we were in the office, we have to be all dressed up and everything. And many of us were hoping that, oh, how nice if we can work in our leisure, like for me would be my preference, just t-shirts and shorts, right? Instead of wearing the office attire. Now we can wear our t-shirts and shorts every day. And then we hear people complaining. Now, in the past, when we have to be in the office, many of us were hoping that we can have more time for ourselves, more time to reflect, more time to think about things, more time to analyze things. And then we also can have more time with our family. But right now we have more time, and I get people telling me the kids are driving them nuts. Either that or couples are quarreling more than usual. All right, just know that we do provide virtual coaching and therapy. Okay, so I think now calls for all the more a different way of approaching, a different way of thinking, and definitely take this time to prepare ourselves for the new normal. Remember the opening quote: if you do not invest time to prepare, you will waste time to repair. We previously hoped for more freedom, more autonomy. We previously hoped for more time to do self-improvement. Well, guess what? Now is the time. All right, so my industry have changed, my business have changed, my clients have changed as well. Many of them are already signing up online training courses and all with us. Of course, in our case, it's going to be a blended approach where we will continue to also meet our participants face-to-face, our audience face-to-face, so that we can also have a face-to-face interaction in supplement to the online courses that we are now doing. We are also delighted that we'll be starting the NLP Master Practitioner Certification Training, at least the online portion. All right, to be followed by later on in-classroom exercises, tasks, projects, assignments, evaluations, assessments, and feedback. Okay, so my business have changed. I think yours is also going to change. The way you engage your customers, the way you provide service, the way you lead your team, the way you learn, they're all going to change. All right, so that's what we mean when we call this the new normal. And so it's about preparing ourselves and getting ourselves ready to live the new normal. Okay, prepare some slides as well. So to begin with, remember the Live by Design framework that I shared in the last session, where everyone strive to move from the current state to the desired state. Reason being that one of the fundamental needs of all human beings is that we all seek fulfillment. All right. So at different stages of our life, we want different things. And at different stages of our life, we want to fulfill different needs within ourselves. Hence, in I think our second session in this series, Inspirational Moments with me, Billy, we discussed about how you can sort out your values and discover more about your values and learn more about yourself. All right. And then in the last session, I shared something regarding state management. All right. So I'm going to be focusing this session also on state management by hopefully equipping you with some tools that we teach during training classes and during certification classes. Okay, so here comes a simple technique. Now, I call this technique simply developing intelligent responses. And the reason for developing intelligent responses is that from time to time, we come across a situation where the result or the outcome did not turn out the way we like it to be. All right, so therefore it makes sense that we review, we reflect on those instances after that, and then start to do a bit of self-thinking and self-improvement and adjustment within ourselves, in order that we will manage the same situation, the same people differently the next time, and do a better job the next time. Right? The problem is, I think, whenever we try to do this kind of review ourselves, most people think about what would I do differently the next time. All right. And so when we reflect on the situation that did not go too well, what we do is then we think about it and go like, okay, I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have done that. In the next time this thing happened, I would say this instead. I would do this instead. Now, what happens with that is that you are only correcting part of the equation. All right, because in doing so, you are managing the physiological aspect of it. So you're trying to master your physiology, your behaviors, and your actions. However, the emotional aspects are neglected, or the psychological aspects were also not thought about. All right. Therefore, you find that if the same thing or the same situation or the same people appear again, even though you have prior done your reflection on what you're going to do, you find yourself ending up repeating the same program, repeating the same pattern. All right. So here's where this concept of intelligent responses come from. All right. It's a combination, because in life, in any situation, your result, your outcome is the combination of your thoughts plus your feelings and your actions that give you the outcome. It's never just your thought. It's also never just your feelings or singly just your actions and behaviors. It's a combination of all three, okay? I call this a simple TFA equation. Your thoughts plus your feelings plus your actions gives you the result. Okay, so during this period, I hope you can make use of this simple tool. I will also share with you how you can use this as a coaching tool for your kids and your family members and your loved ones and your spouse. Hello, Alan. Hello, EC from Dubai. Oh, I like it when you tell me where you are saying hello from. Aloysius from Dubai as well. heading to London soon. Ruben, thanks for tuning in as well. Okay, so back to what I was saying. The success equation is your thoughts plus your feelings plus your action equals results. So hence, I call it the TFA. Now, how you can go about doing this is by doing this. Hang on, too quick to ask you to subscribe. Okay, so first of all, you need to do a situational recall. Now, this is when you use it on yourself or for your own self-coaching. All right, do a situational recall. Now, I took a moment earlier on to work on a real case. So these are my handwritten notes. Okay, so what you can do is you can briefly write down what was the situation. Like for this example, in this instance, I faced challenges when people disregard very nastily about me and my efforts in my profession. Like for instance, if I were to go to a gathering of some sorts, when you meet people, then the very natural thing we used to do was that we will shake hands and then we will exchange our name cards. On some occasions, I get some people whom I'm meeting for the first time who will take my name card, look at it and go like, international speaker, master, trainer. Oh, so you're one of those people who just stand up on the stage and talk and then earn a lot of money. When I hear that, I regard that to be very nasty in judging me. And I regard that to be completely discounting all our efforts and all. Ask any professional speakers, trainers who are good at what they do. We put in a lot of blood, sweat, tears, a lot of prior preparation, a lot of practices and all that to get to where we are, where our clients would want us to continue to provide service for them. Hello, Robert. Can you share this? Yes, please share this. Okay, and for those who missed the live stream, you can go to our YouTube channel, Billy Kueek. Okay, so what I'm suggesting is do a situational recall and then briefly write down the situation that you did not get the desired outcome and that situations like that are likely to happen again. Okay, and then what you do after you write that down is you capture your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. Now, in our training, we develop a coaching tool called the Intelligent Response Cards, where we can use that for coaching. Now, in this case, what you can do is just grab a piece of paper or an exercise book, okay? Write down your situation like I did earlier on. And then you capture your thoughts, you capture your feelings, and your actions that happen. Okay, like for this instance, I also did the actual real work. All right, so the thoughts that I had at that moment, okay, this is capturing the thoughts. So it should be when the situation happened at that moment, the thoughts, the feelings, the actions you had at that time, okay? I know we're doing a reflection, so try to be as real and as honest as possible with yourself, okay? So thoughts, for example, in this case were, these nasty people should just disappear on earth. All right, don't come in front of me. Don't come in people's faces. Okay. Another thought I could possibly have was I did not do anything to deserve this kind of treatment. And who the hell do they think they are? To place judgment on other people, discounting all our blood, sweat, and tears and our hard work, and that I should just stop attending such events. So these were the thoughts that happened at that moment when they make a nasty remark with me. And the feelings I had along with these thoughts. Obviously, if your thoughts are negative, you cannot be feeling positive, right? So my feelings were, I was annoyed, I was irritated, I was frustrated, I was also hurt, and I definitely felt very disrespected. I felt very shut down, very disheartened, and very misunderstood. And then the actions I took when I previously came across situations like that was that I would say something disrespectful of their profession in return. I will curse and swear inside. I will respond sarcastically. I will just leave the event and then I will not go to events like that anymore. Now, as you can imagine, these thoughts, these feelings, these actions were the TFA pattern that I ran. All right, and then the results, less than desired, it wasn't good. Now, if I don't do anything about it, anytime something like that happened, same kind of situation, same kind of remarks, perhaps coming from different people, I will run back the same program. I will run back the same patterns. My thoughts, my feelings, my actions will be exactly the same. Now, so in that regard, what I've effectively done is I've actually mastered a negative pattern, a negative program of reacting to situations like that. Okay, instead, by doing this simple exercise, you can actually develop better thoughts, better feelings, better actions, so you get better outcome when once we are back to the new normal. Okay, step number 3 is, after having written it down, ask yourself, what new thoughts, feelings, and actions will give me better outcome? What new thoughts, feelings, and actions will give me better results? Remember, you don't just change one, you have to change the whole equation. Thank you for the likes. All right, so once after you ask this, then what you do is you now will develop your new thoughts, feelings, and actions. So you think to yourself, all right, if such thing were to happen again, just now I captured all my thoughts, feelings, and actions before. Now, what new thoughts would I want to choose? You know, what feelings would I want to feel? What actions do I want to take that will give me a better outcome? Now, this is tapping on the wisdom within you and doing self-coaching. This process is doing self-coaching, okay? And from there, you can develop new thoughts, new feelings, and new actions. Now, I also followed through. So this was the little exercise book, a little notebook that I write that whole particular exercise I did just now. I wrote down the situation on the left hand side, my thoughts, my feelings, my actions. And now on the right hand side, having looked at those thoughts, those feelings, and those actions, I begin to change them. All right, I will now exercise the power of choice within myself. I will navigate my emotion. I will determine and exercise self-control and discipline and determine what actions and behaviors I want to take. For example, thoughts. Instead of thinking these nasty people should just disappear on earth and don't appear in front of my face, I did not do anything to deserve this. Who do they think they are to come judge me like that? And I should just stop attending such events. Now, instead of those thoughts, I now want to change my thoughts into more positive thoughts, such as, maybe I should respect people for their model of the world. Because different people come from different background, different experiences. One man's meat is another man's poison. No two person in one situation will feel exactly the same way. So this particular thought, respect people for their model of the world, is actually one of NLP's presupposition. In subsequent sessions, I may cover and discuss more about the NLP presuppositions, because NLP, besides being a collection of techniques and tactics, strategies, is also a way of thinking. It's also an attitude to embrace. Okay, so I will respect their thinking and their model of the world, and in my mind, I'm going to think they are making this kind of remarks and passing this kind of negative judgments because they simply don't understand. They just simply, they're not me. They don't go through what I go through. Maybe they're gifted in communication. You know, they're able to stand in front of people and during a meeting to make a speech and all. But I'm not like that. So I took a lot of effort and all of that. So maybe they just didn't understand. All right. Another thought I would like to have, which I think is more neutral, which I think is more positive than the thoughts I had earlier, would be, how can I help them to learn and to understand more about our profession? All right. I also want to think that I'm better than what they say I am. And I also want to take a moment to just remember when people appreciate me. Like, for instance, the ovation I got after delivering a keynote address to thousands of people, or a training class that I've done where people came and shook my hand and I could see the sparkle in their eyes, or the feedback that people will give me after attending my classes, or even the live stream sessions. I've been getting very encouraging feedback from many of you. So thank you very much, and please keep them coming. Okay, and of course, another thought I want to have, when something like that happened is to remember my mission and to continue to live my mission of transforming people, inspiring lives. People who are projecting themselves negatively, who talk negatively, must be thinking negative and feeling positive. So I can be of assistance to them. I can be of value to them. Okay, then the feelings instead. Water and air, another two most important element in a speaker's life. Okay, the feelings I had before was I was annoyed, I was irritated, frustrated, I was hurt, disrespected, I felt shut down, I was disheartened and misunderstood. Now, the new feelings I want to have is I want to stay calm and cool. And how can I stay calm and cool while I'm having an interaction with someone? Just fixate my eyes on them as if I'm looking at them, open my peripheral vision, and focus on my breathing, even though I'm still listening to them. Because remember the peripheral vision state that helps me to take better control of my state already. I want to feel a sense of curiosity and a sense of interest as in how is it that they are thinking the way they are thinking. I want to be curious about that. They must have developed those thoughts somewhere. All right. And if I understand where they're coming from and what thought patterns they run, I could be in a better position to help correct their thinking or their thoughts. I want to feel more optimistic and hopeful that I can help them understand. I want to forgive because they really don't know what they're talking about. They are not us. They don't live the life we live. Off the suitcase, sometimes traveling from countries to countries, and yet never always get the luxury of visiting the countries and attractions. I remember earlier days in my career was just training, packing the bag, sleep the night, pack the bag, next day fly to another destination, unpack the bag, iron the shirts and everything, sleep the night, next day do training, and the whole cycle repeats. All right. And I also want to be more patient with these people and find opportunity to explain. All right. The actions I will take instead of saying something disrespectful in return, instead of reacting sarcastically, instead of just leaving the event and not wanting to go to events like that anymore, is that I will match and mirror them for rapport. So those of you who have done NLP before would understand matching and mirroring creates rapport with people. It's about creating similarities. Yeah. Because when you are like each other, you like each other. The more you are like each other, the more you like each other. I'll be covering rapport in this series as well. Okay, so I will match and mirror them for rapport because also NLP says resistance is a sign of a lack of rapport. So when rapport increases, resistance will go down. Resistance is up there because rapport is not up there. So they work against each other. All right. Increasing rapport brings resistance down. So I will match and mirror them for rapport, specific behaviors and actions. I will use more questions to elicit their causes, their intentions, to find out how did they go about developing such negative ideas and thoughts about this profession. I will find a better way to deal with them. I will reframe the situation by changing my perspective, by changing my earlier negative thoughts. Right? I will want to learn new skills to strengthen myself so that I can persuade and explain myself better for them. I will get even better in what I do, so that they will know that we don't just simply ring it up there, but instead we earn our bucks. Okay. So what you can do is capture your new thoughts, your new feelings, and your new actions, like what I do in a notebook like this. Okay, and then thereafter do the 3 R's. Okay, remember your new thoughts, your new feelings, your new actions, your new TFA patterns. Okay, respond and reinforce. Okay, at this moment I just want to also find out how many of us here come across people who just make you feel all negative and make you feel bad, and they seem to have a tremendous capability and ability to do something like that. And you find that like me, you went through the same thing, where you had thoughts that happened instantaneously at that moment, feelings and then actions, of which when you think back on hindsight, you felt that you could have done a better job or gotten a better outcome. Because I think life has a way of teaching us lessons, whereby if there is a lesson that's presented to us by someone or by some things that happen, all right, if we don't do something about it, the same lessons bound to repeat themselves. All right, and if we don't reflect on it, and if we don't know the formula to create change for self-improvement by getting ourselves prepared, then we are bound to be doing the same thing over and over again. If you do what you've always done, you will always get what you have always gotten. See, unless we change, our results will never change. The moment we change, guess what happened? The other person would have also changed. Our results would have changed. Our situations would have changed. And so I call this developing intelligent responses, because it's effectively working on situation to situation, and then developing more intelligent responses, equipping our brain with the ability to manage our thoughts, feelings, and actions later on when we develop this new pattern. All right. So remember your new TFA, respond accordingly, and reinforce. All right. The way I like to reinforce is kind of like mentally giving myself a pat on the back after I did a good job and say, hey, good job right there. Okay. So these are the simple 5 steps. All right. A situational recall when you're doing a reflection. Capture your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions of when the thoughts and feelings and actions of when it happened in that situation. All right. Then take a deep breath and then ask yourself, what new thoughts, feelings, and actions will give me better outcome? Now, my take is you can start with either thoughts or feelings or actions, whichever come to you first. All right. But I just want you to know that all 3 happen at the same time. Okay, so when you're developing your new thoughts, feelings, and action, it's also up to you which one you want to change first. All right. So if you by capturing, when you capture more of the actions, like I mentioned earlier on those examples, then perhaps you want to start off with actions. All right. But just know that when one change, the rest will definitely change. Yeah, and Jana also shared this, that life always teaches us till we get the lesson. There you go. See, life has a way of teaching us lessons. Okay, so capture your thoughts, feelings, actions. Ask yourself what will give you better outcome. Change your thoughts, your feelings, your actions. And then remember, respond, and reinforce. So simple 5-step strategy to help you make self-improvement in situation from one to another, so that you will manage them better. Okay, got another comment here. Feel like strangling some people. Yeah, guess what? You're not alone. That wasn't in my thought though, but I hope you never got around to really strangling people, Ruben. Okay, so these are the simple 5 steps for self-coaching. All right. When I first learned about this some years ago, what I would do is whenever I finish a training session or a speech, I will do this 5-step process myself, so that I will do a better training next time. I will handle questions better. I will handle some participants better. I will deliver my speeches better by changing my thoughts, feelings, and actions, and then making sure that I carry that out. Okay, and either that or just once a week, I'll just take 10 minutes to think of a situation that has happened this week where the results wasn't as good or as desired. I mean, it's not always negative, but that it can be better. All right. And those were the situation. I will capture thoughts, feelings, and actions, and develop new thoughts, feelings, and actions, and then install it in myself by doing. All right. By NLP says the learning is in the doing. So knowing is one thing, doing is another. All right. You must do what you say you're going to do. All right. And then here's another 5-step if you're going to be using this to coach other people. All right. So firstly, remember to match and mirror the other person for rapport. Our blend of coaching is not by telling or giving advices. In fact, a lot of times what we do is we use questions to elicit the desired response from the coachee or from our clients. Okay, so in this case, coachee refers to the person who is being coached. It's a new English word. I just came to know about it a few months ago, that the Oxford English Dictionary has included the word coachee now. All right, so the person being coached, it could be your son, it could be your spouse. Ask them to tell you about situation that did not end very well or could have been better. All right, and then giving them the writing materials, ask them to capture their thoughts, their feelings, and their actions. Now, it doesn't matter if they have mistaken a thought to be a feeling or feeling to be a thought. All right, it doesn't matter as long as they're being captured in one of these category. Okay, and then what you do after they've captured everything is you ask them, what new thoughts or new feelings or new actions will give you better outcome? All right, and have them take ownership by developing their new thoughts, new feelings, and new actions. Have them write it down. So best is you can write it, on a piece of paper where you can see the before and after effect, because that straight away becomes a contrast. All right. After that, you also do a 3 R's with them. You remind, you revise, and you reinforce. Okay, at this juncture, I want to find out from you. So give me a thumbs up or a heart or some kind of response. How many of you want to use a technique like that to coach someone at home? How many of you is going to coach someone at home with a technique like that? Okay, give it a little bit of luck, waiting for responses. Okay, how many of you got people that you have in mind that you want to coach? Okay, seeing all the thumbs flying. Nice. Thank you for your responses. Okay, Mitish, Dr. Mitish, I believe I try doing reflections of my actions instead of being 100% honest. I tend to reason out at times to justify my actions. Okay, if I may just share the comment up here. There you go. Okay, I try doing it and instead, reason it out and all of that. Okay, that happens to the best of us. Now, if you remember the earlier example I gave, majority of the time, or at least this is what I discovered, what men tend to do when we reflect on a situation is we tend to think about what actions we must change, all right, without changing the feelings and the thoughts. And then when the same situation happens again, you find that you go back to the same old action. All right. So you have to do it as a whole program, as a whole formula. Yeah. Not sure if I can coach. Let me try. Sure you can. Everybody can be a coach. All right. But start with self-coaching. Okay. Also, maybe a show of hands or through likes and comments. How many of you will try this out by doing some self-coaching starting as soon as we finish this session this evening? How many of you will do that? Okay, and I think this is one way of preparing ourselves for the new normal so that we can win at the new normal. Think about it. Before this whole period of MCO, this whole period of circuit breaker, this whole period of lockdown, you were that person that you were that had some of this unpleasant situations, some of these situations where the results are not as good or not as desired. All right. Take this period, revisit all these situations, do your recall. Yeah, there you go. Do your recall, capture your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, and then develop new thoughts, new feelings, new actions. Think about it. If you were to just do one every day, I think you would have easily got another 10, 20 new way of responding to situations that previously you did not do well. All right. Now you're going to go out there and you're going to be winning in the new normal. All right, at this juncture, I'll be happy to take some questions. All right, so let me know if you have some questions. Okay, if you're not sure whether you can coach someone or not, I think first thing first is you need to get yourself into the state. Yeah, everyone can coach someone. I think from time to time, whether you are a licensed coach, a certified coach, having been through training as a therapist or not, we all play therapists, we all play advisors, we all play coach to our friends, to our colleagues, we all give advices to people. All right, so it's not something we are totally new to. It's just now learning the right method to do so. Okay, I have a comment here. Coaching others at home is difficult because usually there is no mutual respect. That is why many family abuse or violence or breakdown. Okay, sad to hear that. Sad to read about that. but certainly some elements of truth in there. I think coaching people at home can be difficult if the other party does not want to be coached. So I think let's be permissive about it. Even if you're dealing with your son, right? Don't assume that just because I'm the parent, they are supposed to listen to us, you know. Perhaps just come to them and say, hey, I just learned something new online and I find it to be a very useful tool to help us deal with situations better. You know, would you like to be able to deal with situations better? All right. And then if they say yes, I can't imagine anyone saying no to that question anyway. So if they say yes, then you can say, okay, well, what is one situation that you think can happen again that has disturbed you before? You know, and then get them talking. All right. And then you start running the process. All right. And then if you can, make them write down, otherwise you can write it down for them. I very much prefer the coachee or the client to be the one writing, because they're taking ownership as they do so. All right, give them time to think. Don't implant any ideas. Give them time to think and let them express themselves. Yeah. Okay, and also don't take it for granted. Match and mirror for rapport. Okay. All right. How do we manage our emotions when we are coaching our loved ones? Okay, I think because they are our loved ones, all the more it gets challenging, right? Because of proximity reasons. Yeah. I think here's the thing. Let's not position ourselves as a coach to our loved ones, to our family members, more on the basis of I'm sharing something with you that I have found to be very useful, that I've learned, and that I want to share with you so that it can help you manage situations better. Okay, another comment. Question: when I give coaching at home or relatives, do I need to be detached myself as coach if they want to be coached? Okay, if they want to be coached, then you have to be associated as a coach. Why would you want to detach yourself? Yeah, but speaking, since so many ask about coaching people at home, close people who are close to you and loved ones, I think one of the major hurdle is that the problems that they have, you are part of their problem. So if you are part of their problem, then obviously you cannot be the best coach. So in that situation, then let's just do this on a sharing basis, on a basis of, you know, let's communicate, let's share, let's discuss this together. Let's work together rather than I'm the coach, so I tell you, you do what I say. All right, let's do it the other way instead. Okay, and maybe you start off with yourself. Right? Maybe you can ask them, hey, dear, I was just wondering, can you think of any situation that you find me to react quite badly? Any situation that you can think of, and then maybe let them participate with you developing your own intelligent responses, and then after that we can do it the other way around. Yeah. Okay, hope that answers your question. When it comes to the better half, hey, Dr. Mitish has a better half. There is a great resistance, okay, as justification of one's action comes in the way. Okay, here's a little quote for you. You can have the best reason on earth. All right. For as long as you have reasons, you will never get results. So decide, do you want reasons or do you want results? Okay. So focus on results means we are prepared to forego reasons. All right. And I don't care whether it's a good sound reason or a reason that sound good. They are still reasons. All right. Anytime there's a reason, there's justification, then they are not prepared to change. All right. So remember, do your rapport so that you can minimize resistance. Okay, we're running at 40 minutes, which is our usual duration already. So please, after this, continue to comment if you like. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Billy Kueek. You can see some other videos in our YouTube channel. I'm getting a lot of views on Facebook. I'm not getting enough views on YouTube. All right, for those who are joining us for the first time, this is a series, all right? So there are some prior sessions that were streamed and then is now uploaded to YouTube already. Please take a visit there, subscribe, like, share, comment, and do come back to me on what other questions you have and what other future topics you like me to talk about. And I'll be happy to research and build and weave them into into our subsequent sessions. All right, with that, I want to say goodbye. So please support us with all our social media platform. All right, on Facebook, there is Billy Kueek, a personal page with no space in between. I have Instagram, on YouTube, on LinkedIn. All right. So thank you once again for joining me. I look forward to seeing you again next week, same day, same time, for Winning in the New Norm Part 2. All right. And together we'll come out into the new norm as winners because we are prepared. All right. Thank you once again and have a good night.